With Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out, it's as good a time as any to walk down memory lane and revisit one of the most controversial Spider-Man movies ever made, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. Imagine my shock when I rewatched this movie for the first time in like over a decade, and the first thought I had was, wait, Spider-Man 3 is actually kind of gas. This is the same movie that everyone's been calling doo-doo cheeks. The same movie that critics and audiences alike panned for trash writing. The same movie that canceled Spider-Man 4 and effectively ended the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man legacy. What are we talking about? I think not. Either Spider-Man 3 has always been a good movie, or it has since aged like fine wine. Don't get it twisted though, this movie has its flaws, as do the rest of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films, but it is truly baffling to me how much hate this movie gets. So cut out all that hater shit. This is not a safe space for Spider-Man 3 hate. We're gonna discuss some common criticisms of this movie, which mostly revolve around the villains themselves, and then we're gonna cover the cultural impact of Spider-Man 3 because goddamn, it gave us so much good meme material. We can't just ignore that. Memes have value. They're a form of social currency. Someone get Sam Raimi some Ozempic because by far the biggest critique about this film is the plot is bloated as hell. It's fatty, it's meandering, it's all over the place, there's too many villains, and you know what? It's a fair criticism. But hear me out. I would argue that the story is a lot more focused than you might expect. The themes of forgiveness and vengeance drive the plot, and there's only one true villain. The new Goblin, aka Harry Osborn, Peter's best friend, lovers to enemies trope is introduced in this movie. Or is it? The new Goblin is just a continuation of Harry's arc over the course of the trilogy. It's not like they necessarily took screen time away to start randomly focusing on Harry when he's already been set up as a pretty important secondary character over the course of this franchise. We see Harry start out as Peter's best friend from high school. But real talk, he's always had this like sinister aura about him, and I'm not just saying that because he was played by James Franco. He was a shitty friend for hiding his relationship with MJ when he knew Peter Parker had a crush on her. Sure, Peter Parker never made a move, but if you're gonna swoop in, at least stand on business about it.
I don't feel like you standing on business, nigga.
Harry's dark side is explored deeper when he believes Spider-Man killed his father. And I mean, can you blame him? Spider-Man dropped off the body like a dog brings home a dead rat. Maybe you could have taken Norman Osborn to the hospital, but I digress. Harry wants vengeance against Spider-Man, and what do you know? His best friend Peter is Bug Boy.
Peace. Go. Peter, you killed my father.
Because Harry is unable to forgive Peter, he follows the same path of villainy as his father, the Green Goblin. The new Goblin starts out as an antagonist in the first 2 acts of the story until his butler, Alfred, randomly decides to spill the real tea.
The night your father died, I cleaned his wound. The blade that pierced his body came from his glider, but there's no question that he died by his own hand.
And thus we see Harry redeem himself by forgiving Peter. Spoiler alert, the new Goblin dies as Spider-Man's savior. How is that not poetic? Venom. If anything, the symbiote, a parasite entity that feeds off a host, is more of a plot device than a real villain. It preys upon Peter's internal and external conflicts, his inability to forgive, and his burning desire to be a Sigma male. Are we just gonna ignore the fact that Black Suit Spider-Man is when on-screen Spider-Man had peak aura? No other iteration of Spider-Man has ever come close, except for maybe Miles Morales with his little Jordans in the Spider-Verse movies, but I'm talking live action here. The reveal of him in the black suit, the musical score, the excitement, you have no idea what that did to my 6-year-old brain. Talk about a canon event moment. And the decision to make the suit bring out the worst aspects of Peter, oh, it's so genius.
You can't see the cars. Hey guys, get the fuck out of the way! I can't see! There are cars there, motherfucker! Get out of the way! They're stopped for you, dude.
That moment when you gain 3% more confidence and you switch up on all your day ones. Cause goddamn, you're feeling yourself a little bit. my bad. God forbid a white boy catch a vibe. Without this movie, we would have never got the Bully Maguire meme. Mr. Edgelord, steal your girl. Is this entire sequence goofy and cringe? Yeah. Is it kind of tough? Yeah. The symbiote plotline pairs nicely with Peter's inability to forgive himself after failing to intervene in his Uncle Ben's death, which is ultimately the entire reason why Peter went on this path to become Spider-Man.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
After getting everything he wanted, like MJ as his girlfriend and his best friend Harry back, due to some convenient amnesia, Peter is possessed by the darkness and pushes all of that away. He's a grade A dickhead to Mary Jane, which, let's be honest, she has some skeletons in her own closet. He uses Gwen Stacy as a ragdoll to get back at his girlfriend. He beefs with Harry and leaves him horrifically scarred. He's a straight coward to his Aunt May until she basically spells out the entire theme of the story.
You start by doing the hardest thing. You forgive yourself. I believe in you, Peter. You're a good person, and I know you will find a way to put it right.
When Peter recognizes what the symbiote has done to him, he has to peel it off his body in one of the best scenes in superhero movie history, where the parasite is transferred to a new owner, the biggest D1 hater, Eddie Brock.
I want you to kill Peter Parker.
Eddie represents what would happen to Harry and Peter if they fully succumbed to their rage and vengeance. Eddie, who would later become Venom, hates Peter for exposing his fraudulent journalism practices and breaking OG's camera. Kind of valid, to be honest. Do you know how much those things cost? Eddie's desire for revenge is his downfall as he flings his body into the physical manifestation of his hatred and refusal to forgive Peter.
What are you doing?
So if one villain turned to an ally and the other is just a plot device, what does that leave us with? I'm of the philosophical belief that effective villains are usually tied to the hero in a personal way. From Luke Skywalker and Vader to Homelander and Butcher, when things get personal, it gets ugly. It gets juicy. And that's exactly what Sam Raimi did here. Some view this as a bad retcon, but the revelation that Sandman was the one who killed Uncle Ben justified Sandman's inclusion in the story. Without this one element to tie Sandman personally to Peter Parker, he wouldn't work as a villain. Real talk, Sandman is a tragic character. Bro just wanted to provide for his sick daughter. Is that so bad? Well, to a grieving Peter Parker, he is ready to go lethal on Sandman's ass, all because bro made a fatal mistake and Peter beat himself up over it all these years. With that guilt he carried, Sandman became a monster in some freak accident that resulted in another one of the best scenes in history, the Sand Pit. Absolute cinema. This is like the third time I've featured this clip on this channel because god damn it brings out so much emotion. No words, no dialogue. Just feelings. When Peter finally finds it within himself to forgive Sandman, bro gets Thanos snaps into oblivion and thus concludes Spider-Man 3, the sleeper hit. Maybe I changed your mind. Maybe you always were enlightened about this film. Regardless, it is fucked up that Spider-Man 3 is the reason we never got Spider-Man 4. In a time when MCU movies are getting dog-walked by critics and audiences alike, bad ratings apparently aren't enough to end a franchise. On the other hand, you got movie studios pulling the plug on successful IPs for no reason. A lot of these modern movies are missing the heart and the balls to pull off a movie as risky as this one. Spider-Man 3 is the end of an era, and for that it will forever be in my little heart. And all of that to say, God, if you are real, if you can hear me, may Spider-Man Brand New Day be a phenomenal Spider-Man movie. I can't handle another disappointment. Is Spider-Man 3 the best movie? No. I think that still belongs to Spider-Man 2. Is it the worst movie? No, you have to remember that Amazing Spider-Man 2 exists.
Maybe if you got rid of that yee ass haircut, you could get some beaches on your deck.
If you agree with anything I have to say, if you enjoyed my commentary, please consider giving a like and a comment. Subscribe and hit the bell. And all there's left to say is you should check out my music in the description below.